Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Here from an Elliott wave point of view, we can still count it bullish and bearish. So both possibilities are currently there in the market. Yeah, it just depends on what the market now decides to do. You get these phases where just there are very similar probabilities on both sides. And as I told you, I would like to see an impulsive move above $35.80 as evidence that at least we can more closely consider the bullish case, and a drop below $30.50 to make the bearish case the primary expectation. So we still have here those two possibilities on the table. From a bullish point of view, we can still say that this here was a leading diagonal in a wave one. We moved down in an A, moved up in a B, came down in a C, an ABC pattern. Always important to understand the length of the wave C, because this is normally the 1.618 Fibonacci extension. You can see that this would actually take us down to $27.30. Now, if we really go to that level in the wave C, this is the maximum it should really do. That's also why we've got the yellow line here. I mean, until that level, we can still consider it bullish. Yeah, we can still consider at least the bullish scenario, but it will just make it less likely, because from a Fibonacci retracement point of view, we're just retracing a little bit too much, you know, which for what would be ideal actually in a wave two. The problem is the wave A was very long and the wave C is just maxing out what it can do. It doesn't need to get there, but again, a drop below the $30.50 level, the previous wave 4 low here, would make me favor much more the bearish wave count, even though the bullish one still needs to be considered then. But yeah, we're basically here sitting on the fence between two key scenarios. However, I would think that we have either done a local low here, or we are very close to the low. Yeah, we might see one more dip. That the choppy price action, the sideways action, actually points towards that we might see one more dip here in this current move to the downside, in this current retracement. This can be understood either bullish or bearish. So in both scenarios, we can still see another dip. However, if we fall again substantially below the $30.50 level, we have to favor the bearish count. And the bearish count, by the way, indicates that all of this was just a wave 4 correction. We would already be in the wave 5 to the downside here in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. At the moment, therefore, for me, there's no point in being aggressive in this chart, on this chart, yeah, in terms of trading, because we need to see which scenario is playing out. So until we really have now a substantial breakout above $35.80, and in the next step, the $48.42 level, which would be the previous wave 4 high, we really need to consider the bearish scenario closely, and we are still sort of neutral here in terms of what the market should do. We can still lean slightly towards the bullish count because we are holding critical support and because we can construct a bullish count into this. But overall, yeah, the market is capable of doing either lower lows or higher highs. So that is the problem here. And therefore, some of these crypto charts at the moment, because they are so choppy, sometimes it's just better to wait for what is playing out. Yeah, there are very strong charts at the moment. Matic, Quant, Ethereum, maybe Ethereum Classic, Matis, maybe Aave. You know, there are coins where we can be much more confident. Solana isn't one of these coins, and that sort of needs to be considered in your trading strategy, of course. Yeah. Overall, we can see here that this is a bearish pennant that might be forming overall here. So a triangle pattern that will, you know, might actually break out here before the weekly candle close. You always see a bit of volatility, so keep an eye on that. And because we're coming from a downtrend, consider that this could break out to the downside, and we might see an extension of this wave 1 down, or from a bullish point of view, this wave 2 down. So we need to be ready for that. We might see something like that. Breakout, retest, coming down, and then go up. I would generally expect, you know, maybe after one more low, I would generally expect here a recovery either in the bullish count. That would be an impulsive move that should take us above $35.80, or in the bearish count, we would be retracing in a wave 2 correction. And depending on how low we eventually go, that might also take us here that might take us actually above the 3580 level, but it's a very important level structurally. So if that takes us above the level, here for example 3692, we should be able to see in the structure if this is only a corrective move up or if it is impulsive. And of course I'll make you aware of that in the videos. So we've got here for the wave 2 retracement the 3692 level, $39 level, and 4127. All of this is possible in a wave 2 before we come down in a wave 3. So the higher we go, the more attractive it might be for short traders. But really an impulsive move up would suggest that we actually go up straight away without having that lower low in the wave 3. So really it all depends on what the market is doing now. I think it is definitely possible to see another dip here before we recover. And actually both possibilities are pointing towards higher prices, a recovery in the bullish and the bearish case. But again, it is not a coin that I would personally trade at the moment. It is very uncertain, yeah, and it is not a high probability setup in my opinion, even though both are pointing to the upside. But there are other charts where we have a similar situation, where the situation, however, is clearer generally, yeah, and where we are not that much trolling support here. Okay, and that's my update about Solana. Should have made clear here the key levels to watch out for, the pattern that is worth taking a look at, and the clear levels in terms of which we shouldn't break below to maintain a current scenario, a certain scenario. So hopefully you liked the update about Solana. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.